steal the show, from speeches to job interviews to deal closing pitches. How to guarantee a standing ovation from all the performances in your life by Michael Port. Now, the author really wants to change the world by one speech at a time. Firstly, you have to think about what the purpose of the speech is, and when you give it, you have to actually have practiced it. That's one of the key points. Practice and be aware so you actually genuinely know your material. Then when you're in the moment, you can just enjoy it and respond to the audience's questions. Push past your comfort and be clear with that. You can't wait until everything is perfect, but you can do the best you can. Live in the moment, and interestingly, the importance of practicing in the clothes that you're going to wear on that important speech day is emphasized. Basically, you want to be rehearsing past the point of mastery so you can then be spontaneous. He suggests acting as if and yes and to show that you're positive and willing to help. And if you can use contrast more, then your speech can be effective. So, for example, you could say, "That is not a cat, it is a dog," as opposed to just "it is a dog." The importance of storytelling, like in any speech book really, is clearly mentioned. Often you're trying to set the scene, and he interestingly mentions a bit about jokes. So, a quick joke, a man walks into a bar, ouch. Now, that's not my best joke, but what I would say is that there's the exposition, there's a conflict and a resolution, and there's suspense. That's the key. And jokes are really told by putting together two or more things that are completely unexpected. So when you walk on stage, that's fine, you can walk and talk, but when you're making an important point, stay still. He suggests using slides to the minimum, but interestingly he says the time to use slides is when somebody else is introducing you, so it takes their focus off the person who's introducing you and puts it onto yourself. If you can actually tell somebody that you care about something and give reasons as to why, fantastic, go for that. Don't overact is another important thing, but when you step onto the stage, just get on with it and stick to time. That is another important thing. Try not to turn your back on the audience. After you've finished, then please reflect and think what you could do better. And his secret to getting a standing ovation is just before ending the speech, he'd ask everybody to stand up, and then he'd finish and he'd start clapping himself and other people would follow. So with that,